2020. Big dump rejection yesterday on the top line. They call it a cap and crap, I guess. That's the old school terminology. But in any case, we talked about this candle being hard to get over. It was surprising how easily we blew through it. When you talk about getting into this consolidation group here of these three candles that left everybody stranded here on the gap down, that's the area that's going to be very hard to push through. You can get in there, but the energy within this whole triangular area is going to be very difficult to stay inside. That being said, it could be a little bit of a bear trap too. The sell-off was horrible yesterday, but it just means there's energy transfer that could be temporary or longer term. We don't really know yet. So once again, we have to be open to the possibilities of both things being a potential. So on the Fibonacci retracement, the resistance now lowers down to 270.84. Your longer term support is 261, and then to keep the weekly intact, you have to be around 255, 255. A close under there would start to change the weekly pattern on the SPY. This is only for the SPY. So getting into this consolidation frame was too much energy. The sellers came out and just shoved everybody down. But then again, once these sellers dry up, it doesn't mean you can't go sideways here, then push back through. So once again, your short-term support is right around 263 on the hourly, and then a little bit bigger support is around 261. So we got a battle between 261, obviously, and 271, let's just say. Somewhere in the middle is going to be your equilibrium, which obviously is around 266. So we could kind of wander around 266 area before we kind of figure out which way the energy wants to transfer. Still, believe it or not, still looking somewhat positive here, but longer term, we're still looking for lower prices, but we're playing the short-term game. Interesting news out on a company called, it's ticker symbol MBRX, Mary Boy Robert X-Ray. Once again, I'm not trying to push this stock, but if you read the news, it's actually quite compelling. I don't know if they're just mincing words here, so be careful. It's up 141% in pre-market. 16.7 million share volume. It's basically trading at 15 times its normal total day volume, and we're 40 minutes before the opening. So just look at it, research it, read about the name on your own. Like I said, the data looks very impressive, but I don't know how to interpret it, and we're kind of fading here a little bit in pre-market. MBRX. Carnival Cruise Lines, I took a position in yesterday. It just looks technically strong. I know it's a very vulnerable area, high risk, high reward. So we'll just go with that. HAPP had a little bump in pre-market. I just think it's a low float and it's easily moved by news. Another one that I am looking at is MAC, Mary Alfred Charlie, MAC. And we did actually short SPY yesterday. We had some good entries in the failure. And it really, let's look at MAC here at a shorter time frame. And it really paid off. So I don't like these charts on these. I'm going to have to improve some of the schematics on the charts so that we can look at them a little bit better light. But you get the idea here. So on the averages, moving averages that we've been using, we're above them. We need a nice breakthrough. Big volume follow through here. Although we closed right at the middle of the candle, I think it's going to be a little bit of a battle. But I do think this has potential into the nines. So, risk reward, it says a big move down. It's obviously involved in real estate. They're a commercial real estate investment company, but very high risk, high reward. If you want something along those lines in a more, I guess, long-term option, a good company would be EPR. And they have quite a bit of cash. So you may see this one follow a little bit more of a subtle pattern to the upside, not as volatile as MAC. But over the long term, a lot of these guys are probably going to announce that they're going to have to either withdraw their dividends completely or pull back on them. But if you're thinking we're not at the end of the world here with this virus, we know the damage on the brick and mortar to begin with, these stocks were trending down. But you're looking at the moves from 70 down to the teens, the reward could be pretty substantial. You could get a double in one of these, if you pick the right one, over a year, and that's not bad. But you have to be willing to scale in dollar average down, and only do with money you're able to risk here. Some of these are very volatile, and some of them may become insolvent. But EPR has a huge amount of cash, so they can probably weather this out. It's just a matter of dealing with the news over the shorter term. We will get back to you guys later today with some options, stuff that we're seeing in the market. But I think I gave you a couple different ideas right there. And the stuff that we bought that we've been talking about has done really well. Hopefully you guys took a look at some of the things like Magic Software. We talked about that. MGIC. We liked Boston Scientific, BSX, and everything's doing pretty good so far in this crazy market. But we'll be back sometime midday, and we'll do a little bit of an update.